All right, we're live here from KO Fitness, and very excited to be joined by the Alien King, Aaron Aponte. Good to join you, man. Thank you for the time. Really appreciate it.
No problem. It was no problem.
It's good to see you. Got you out of the studio. Got you in your own atmosphere. Working hard today.
I was training right now. That's why I'm all sweaty right now.
Do you ever feel bad in sparring? You guys are putting in work. You're all a team, but like you were putting in work on your fellow friend there. I saw you put him down a couple times.
There's no friends in the ring. You know, you gotta work as hard as you gotta work. You know, there's no friends in the ring. Whoever's in that ring is trying to hurt you just like you're trying to hurt them.
What drew you to this? What drew you to the sport?
I used to play baseball I started when I was 4, and then when I was 9, they put me in boxing to make me get stronger so I could hit the ball harder.
Really?
And I just fell in love with the sport. And
you
I
said
just
screw baseball?
I said screw baseball, and I just
Did
kept going over here.
Did your family want you to get into this, or did it take some convincing?
No, it was more like self-choice, and then my mom didn't really want me to do it. But after my first fight, I won it, and then she was like okay with it. So she was like, okay, you could do it now.
At what point when you were doing it did you feel like I'm good at this? I feel like I can have a future in this. When did that click for you?
Probably after my second fight, I felt, oh, nobody can beat me, and then I just felt like I could be world champion one day.
And so you got these Olympic goals that are coming up, 2020 Olympics in Tokyo.
Yeah.
When did that set in as a goal for you? Like, did somebody put that in your idea, or were you a fan of the sport and you're like, this is the next step I want to take?
Yeah, I was a fan of the sport. We always watched boxing. I'm Puerto Rican, so we used to have fight parties at home.
Yeah.
And you know, boxing was always a part of my life, and you know, being in boxing in amateurs, the highest point is the Olympics. So fighting in the Olympics is a big accomplishment. So I want to accomplish that.
And how does it set up age-wise for you? Like, was it because I know I've talked to some boxers before. They're like, I don't know, I kind of want to. I got pro stuff in mind. I don't know if it lines up okay. So is that all? That's not stuff you're worried about. This is the line that you have to hit right now.
Yeah, I'm focused on the main goal, which is the Olympics right now. After the Olympics, I'll focus on pro. The age is not a problem because it lines up perfectly. I just turned 18 this year, and next year I'll be 19. So you got to be 18 to be in the Olympics. So you know, everything's lining up perfectly, and you know, it's gonna be perfect.
When you're in the gym, what are your favorite things to do? Like, what are the things like where you can't? I know there's things that usually people don't like. There's things that they just have to be disciplined to get through, and then there's some stuff that you actually enjoy, and that's kind of like your relief, your stress out of those. What are those certain drills in the gym?
I mean, any fighter would tell you they don't really want to train, but they got to. You know, you got to put in the work to get the how you say the results.
Yeah.
You got to get the results. And to get the results, you got to put the work in the gym. So it don't matter if you hated it, like it, you got to do it no matter what.
What are the things you feel you speed up in the most? Like, what are the things that you feel like have taken the fastest incline for you? And then what are the things that you feel like I always need to hit this the most because if I don't, it won't be as sharp as I need it to be?
I mean, you got to work hard in everything. You got to give your all in everything, because you don't want to after the fight. Damn, I could have done this more. I could have did that. You got to do everything as hard as you can be.
Tell me about the nickname, the Alien King. What did that come up with?
My dad used to tell me I was out of this world, so he used to call me an alien. and then my other trainer, Mike, he used to call me King all the time, every time I was in the gym. So they kind of just put those together, and I became the Alien King.
Kind of stuck. It's got like its own little logo. It's cool. Like, did you have it put on the logo and all that stuff?
Yeah, I kind of made the original, and then I got like a professional to do the rest, like to make it more professional, and then it look good now.
How hard is it as far as like, you know, it's a lot of people look at your age and it's like 18 years old, you just come out of high school, play baseball, like that's what kind of thing people look at as normal high school sports.
Yeah.
And boxing is such a disciplined, hard thing for a young man to go in there and say, I gotta solely go in and do this. Was that hard? Was it hard in school that this was kind of like your sanctuary, this is the place where you wanted to be?
I mean, I always felt like an outlier, but you know, I was always a part of high school, and everybody always knew me as the kid who was #1 in the nation and did boxing, and everybody was like, "Oh, stay away from him. Don't try him. You know, he'll beat you up."
No bullying happened.
Yeah, no bullying happened. It was like nobody even tried to look at me the wrong way because they knew how hard I could fight and how good I could fight because they had seen me. highlights and stuff like that. So, you know, I was always popular in high school, and you know, it wasn't really a problem.
Who are your boxing mentors? Like, do you have boxers you look up to, styles that you like to take?
I'm trying to be my best self. I'm trying to be me. I'm trying to be the next Aaron Aponte. But boxers I really looked up to growing up was Sugar Ray Leonard and Tito Trinidad.
Yeah.
Felix Trinidad.
You're 18,
yeah.
so you're falling down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
I
can
love watching old fights. It's like I love watching them. I feel like they're better than the ones we have now.
It's it's crazy how much you can get lost in that wormhole of going to next fight to next fight to next fight. So what is it about the legends that you respect so much that you think is missing, I guess, in today's realm of fights?
I guess the way they carried themselves as champions, and all of them wanted to be the best fighter. Today is more like they're picking and choosing each fight, and you know, everybody just wants to be one world champion. They don't want to be unified world champion. They don't want to be the only person that's at the top. You know, everybody's just trying to stay in their own lane and not be the best.
How is social media a factor for you when it comes to training, putting influence on your fight? Is it a good way to still keep your name out there, or is it sometimes like can be a distraction?
I don't think social media is a distraction. I think it's a good platform to market myself.
Yeah.
And
it's important.
Yeah, it's really important because you need to market yourself to make money in the future. You know, I have my own brand now, Alien King. You know, I gotta market that. And it's not a distraction, it's just business, it's part of the sport.
Coaching wise, who are the guys who have the big influence on you?
Coaching wise, my dad and Mike. They have the biggest influence on me. And my first trainer, Angel Espinosa, rest in peace him, he died a couple years back. But he was my first trainer, and he really set the foundation of my boxing skills.
We appreciate the time, man. We're looking forward to watching your career, your Olympic dreams. It's much appreciated, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks for the conversation.